Hey guys, so if you've seen my previous videos, then you know that I am pregnant.
Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Okay, so this video is going to be like how I knew I was pregnant before taking the test, or what made me think I could be pregnant, and just like my symptoms that I was having leading up to my pregnancy test. Start with, here's my test. I am just like shocked. Like, I'm still shocked, like, but I'll see if you guys can see that. It's just crazy that like I'm literally pregnant. Like, what the heck? It's just crazy. But yeah, so here's one test, and as you can see, I'm not lying, I am pregnant. The cycle that I did get pregnant on was kind of just weird, because like my period that I had was like not a normal period. I did not even think it was my period. I literally thought that was implantation bleeding and that I was pregnant, but I wasn't. It was my period. It was just so weird. It was just such a weird cycle. Like, it was like spotting, like hardly any blood, and it was like about 4 to 5 days, I would say. So like that was weird, that if it was implantation bleeding, I was kind of starting to think like, well, this is weird. But it was my period, because then like a week later or so, I took an ovulation test because I was having discharge, and like fertile discharge, you know, cervical mucus or whatever you want to call it. And it was like positive. So my husband and I literally tried one time, and that was it. Just one time that cycle. And part of me was like, maybe I'm pregnant, but then like majority of me, like I would say 90% of myself thought that I was not pregnant. I was like, this is just, it's not gonna happen, like try again next month. I started looking up like how to like do my basal body temperature and other ways to track ovulation, because I literally did not think I was pregnant. I did have a couple symptoms leading up to my positive test. I don't remember exactly what DPO they were, but I believe that it was around 6 DPO is when I started kind of getting like signs of like what I thought could be pregnancy, but at the same time I'm like, maybe I'm getting my period early again, because that short weird period came super early. So I'm like, maybe I'm getting it early. Who knows? I started to have like lower back pain and like cramping. So I thought that like maybe it was pregnancy, because I do tend to get like backaches a lot when I'm pregnant. But I'm like, you know what? It's probably just my period. But I had that for like a couple days. Probably about 4 days. I don't know, like I started to kind of think like I could be pregnant. And then another thing was that I started getting like breakouts, like little breakouts, but I usually have very like clear skin normally. So like any sort of breakout is weird for me, and when I'm pregnant I break out. So I'm like, this is weird. And I even like went by my mom, and she didn't really know much about like if we were trying or not or anything like that. We've kept it very like personal, besides YouTube obviously. But she was like, are you pregnant? Like, why are you breaking out? And part of me was just like, oh my god, you're crazy. But the other part of me was just like, I really hope I'm pregnant. Like, this is weird, you know, like the acne and the cramping and the backaches. It was weird. And then the other thing that I thought was weird is that usually after ovulation, I will have like a day or two of like white discharge, but then like not much after that. And I kept having discharge, like TMI, sorry, but I kept having discharge, and it was like a creamy discharge, and it was just weird. And I'm like, well, when I'm pregnant I do have a lot of discharge. I mean, I do. So I'm like, this is like weird, you know. But then I took a pregnancy test, I think around 8 DPO. I could not like keep it together. I had to take one, and it was just one of those like Amazon cheap ones. The brand that I have is the Easy at Home, and it was negative. And then I took another one, I think 9 DPO, or maybe I waited, I don't remember exactly, and like they were all negative. And then on 10 DPO I got up early because I had to go to work, and I took one, and I was just like, I recorded it, but like I literally did not think that it would be positive. But I had like the tiniest, faintest line on one of those cheap tests. If you saw my pregnancy test video, you will know what I'm talking about. And then later on during my break at work, I went and got first response tests, and those were positive. And then I kept testing for like a couple days after, and the lines got darker. So yeah, I didn't have like many symptoms leading up to, you know, getting my positive test. But like, I think a lot of the time, and I know I do this too, like the month prior to this, I really just like overthought everything. Like, I thought I had all these symptoms, like I had a list full of some symptoms that I was having, and I was not pregnant. Like, I was so in my head. You don't really have that many symptoms, in my opinion, when you're super like early like that. You're not gonna get that many like signs that you're pregnant. I mean, really, like, one of the first signs women have is that they missed a period, you know. This month, I really didn't think much about it, and I mean, I really did not think I was pregnant. So, for those ladies out there who are, you know, TTCing and everything, just like, don't overthink it. And the month that you don't overthink it, you'll probably get pregnant, and the month that you don't think you're pregnant, you'll probably be pregnant, because you don't really have that many symptoms. At least I don't. So if you guys have any questions, just leave them down below. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you on my journey to baby number 3. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video.